I think I heard a story one time about how you rode and it was so cold that you got frostbite.
That's right. My hands still turn blue now when they get cold because they have been frostbitten. I remember the day that it happened. We had a horse barn out north of the school. I put my horse in there, and then when I went into the building, the janitor there said, "My God, kid, you must really want an education to come in here on a day like this." He said, "You know how cold it is out there? The thermometer on that post out there?" And he said, "It's 25 below." It was terrible.
You ran into my mother somewhere along the way. I remember hearing the stories about where you first lived. Tell us a little bit about that.
In 1936, I bought a service station in Williamsburg, and I didn't have any money. I had $12, and my dad loaned me money enough to get the first load of gas. The front end of that building had been finished, but I slept in the back of that on a cot.
I believe that's where you and Mother lived when you first got married, isn't it?
Yes, and the walls on the outside were corrugated tin. Oh, it was terrible. If it was blowing hard and snowing, you'd wake up with snow on your covers on your bed.
There's one experience you told us about. I think somebody was playing poker. Do you remember that?
Well, our closest neighbor was a bootlegger. So I stopped in, and we were in there just a little bit. And an old car drove in with a loud muffler on it and circled around, and hadn't any been there 2 seconds hardly, and the door popped open, and a guy with a mask on and a gun in his hand said, "Everybody up and face the wall." And the guy that lived there, the old bootlegger, he just stood there and looked at the guy, and this guy said, "Oh man, get your hands up and face the wall." Well, I thought sure he'd start shooting. But anyhow, they got his billfold because they knew that he'd probably have some money, and they got the heck out of there. Well, called the sheriff. They came out to check it out. And while they were out there, they found a pint of liquor and took the old boy back to jail. He ended up getting fined. And oh, Lord.